Welcome back to this week's Canada Immigration Update. Here's everything that changed and what you need to know if you're planning to live in Canada. We'll cover express entry draws, PGWP rules, processing times, and tips to boost your chances. This week, IRCC released new draw results, and there's movement again. On October 1st, 2025, a CEC-only draw issued 1,000 invitations to apply, with a CRS cutoff of 534. Then, on October 6, 2025, a French language category-based draw invited 4,500 candidates with a cutoff of 432. Finally, the September 29th PNP draw issued 291 ITAs, but the cutoff jumped to a striking 855. That means competition is tightening. The PNP rise from 746 last time to 855 now shows that provinces are becoming far more selective in who they nominate. Meanwhile, the CEC draw pattern continues, keeping the same 534 cutoff, so if you're in Canada with work experience, this is your steady pathway. The most notable event this week was the French language draw, the largest category-based invitation since July. A cutoff of 432 is one of the lowest seen recently, a powerful signal that IRCC wants to reward bilingual candidates. So if you have French skills or can start learning now, this could be your fast-track route to Canada. Now let's talk about students, especially those worried about the new PGWP rules. The most important update actually came earlier this year, on June 25, 2025. IRCC changed the eligibility for post-graduation work permits. But here's the good news. If you applied for your study permit before June 25, 2025, you're grandfathered in. That means even if your program later becomes ineligible, you still keep your PGWP rights under the old rules. For those who apply after that date, the rules are stricter. Some programs, especially those taught mostly online or at private colleges, may no longer qualify. So, if you're planning to study in Canada next year, always check that your field of study is still listed as eligible for PGWP. During the past week, no new changes were announced on caps or study permit numbers. However, IRCC is still monitoring intake levels closely, so expect possible adjustments later this fall. For students around the world who intend to study in Canada, this is the time to finalize your school choices and apply for programs that lead to clear PGWP outcomes. This ensures you can work in Canada after graduation, a key step toward permanent residency. Now to one of the biggest concerns, processing times. IRCC's application inventory has crossed 2 million files, and around 38% are outside normal service standards. That's huge. Work permit extensions take on average 237 days, and study permit extensions about 234 days. Inside Canada, some work permits now take 238 days, up from just 101 days earlier this year. So, what does that mean for you? If you're already in Canada, don't wait until your permit is about to expire. Apply months ahead. If you're outside Canada, expect a longer wait before getting a decision. IRCC says work permit decisions take around 30 business days. That's roughly 6 weeks. But in practice, it can stretch longer depending on the visa office. For Turkey and Nigeria, processing is often slower than the global average. So, plan ahead. Submit applications early and make sure all documents are complete to avoid delays or refusals. If you're in the express entry pool, use this waiting period to update your profile. New language test, new work experience, or updated ECA can raise your CRS and put you ahead for the next draw. There weren't major provincial policy updates this week, but the extreme PNP cutoff of 855 says a lot. Provinces are clearly targeting only the most qualified candidates, often those already living or working in Canada. What you can do now is monitor each province's own portal. For example, Ontario keeps inviting tech and healthcare workers. Alberta focuses on express entry profiles with strong ties to the province. Manitoba and Saskatchewan prioritize candidates with family or work links. So, if you have a relative or a job offer in a specific province, make sure your express entry profile shows that. That link can dramatically boost your nomination odds. With the federal CEC draws continuing and category draws becoming more frequent, it's smart to stay in the pool and keep improving your profile. Here's how you can use this week's data to plan smartly. Tip 1. Leverage French skills. The French language draw invited 4,500 people with CRS 432. That's lower than most all-program draws. If you can learn French or take the TEF Canada exam, you could qualify sooner than through English-only routes. Tip 2. Enter Express Entry early. Don't wait to be perfect. Create your profile now and update it as you improve. IRCC draws happen suddenly. You must already be in the pool to get picked. Tip 3. Plan for delays. If you apply late, you may miss your study start date or lose a job offer. Always assume a delay of 6 months from submission to decision and prepare your finances accordingly. Tip 4. Watch category draw patterns. The recent sequence was PNP, CEC, French. That means a trade or healthcare draw could be next. So, check if your occupation fits a targeted sector and gather supporting documents in advance. Tip 5. Stay consistent. Keep your documents, work history, and proof of funds aligned. One inconsistency can delay your file for months. That's this week's roundup on Canada immigration, from express entry to PGWP and processing updates. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with friends applying from Nigeria or Turkey. Next week, we'll break down the latest category draw trends and what they mean for 2025 express entry targets.